Welcome to another Q&A session for the best club in history, Real Madrid, hosted by Gael Manny. This is a Madridismo.org production.
Hey fellow Madridistas, how are you doing? This is Gael for Madridismo.org, and well, I imagine that after tonight you feel pretty happy, right? I am happy anyway. We all expected a very tough game, maybe a defeat, and we ended up winning. So there's definitely plenty to discuss tonight in this Q&A. So I had a pack sheet and Ankit on tonight. You already know Apakshit because he's been on many Q&As, and he also is a team member of myismo.org. But you're probably not so familiar with Ankit yet because it was his first time on a Q&A, and actually you probably know him better as Siempre Real on our site. He's a team member too. So we had a really good time, and I'm very thankful to them for participating. And I hope you will enjoy this Q&A too. Okay, so here are the topics that we discussed today. The general feeling about the game, the fact that Sahin didn't play today, who was in charge of play building with Xavi not being on the pitch, our midfielders, especially Özil and Las, Contrao's performance, Marcelo's performance, Kaká v Özil. We said a lot about the referee. Then we said a bit more about Benzema, Ronaldo, and a few more topics that Apakshit and Ankit suggested. Then we tried to discuss in hindsight if the guys would have used a different lineup. And we finished with a discussion about if some players tried to hurt on purpose the key players from the opposite team just to try to have them out of the pitch. Okay, so without any further ado, let's start with the Q&A. Okay, so I would like to know your general feeling about the game because going into the Clásico, it's always good to have a victory and a clean sheet and 3 goals. That's very positive. And I don't know if you expected a victory and a clean sheet or if you're surprised, because from what I could read on Twitter, I also talked with a guy named Felipe, and he was convinced that at best we would tie, or most probably lose. So I don't know how you guys were, what you were thinking, what you were expecting.
Would you like to go first, Ankit?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, I always knew this was going to be a very tough game because, playing Sporting at El Molinón is, it's no easy task. And in addition, we were playing without Xabi Alonso, and I was just looking at some statistics before the game, and I was sure too that this was going to be a huge struggle. Okay. But also, on the other hand, these guys had a full week to prepare for this game, so I expected a 1-0 win, and the game kind of turned out how I expected it to. I mean, the difference between the two teams wasn't really 3-0. It was pretty close fought until, they screwed up and Di Maria scored that goal. So, all in all, I'm grateful for the 3 points.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, I thought that the game was a potential banana skin, but we did really well, and I was really surprised that the referee, he was booking the players for nothing,
I know.
There was no consistency. Yeah, there was absolutely no consistency. But I thought Di Maria was absolutely amazing. His passing and the goal that he scored, he showed a lot of perseverance. Yeah. As a player, you got to have a lot of perseverance. I have noticed one more thing. Whenever Di Maria loses the ball, he chases it. He tracks back and he tries to get the ball back, which is always good for a player.
Yeah.
So I thought the result was a really good one for us, and the clean sheet that we kept was also really good.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to be happy with tonight.
True. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so now I have a question for Ankit, and then of course I will ask Apakshit what he was thinking. But Ankit, you were discussing in your last article if Sahin would play.
Yeah.
And you were actually, looking forward to seeing play. So are you disappointed that he didn't?
Kind of disappointed not to see him in action, but I can't say I'm surprised. I
Okay.
mean, the only reason I thought Sahin would play was because, us and Marca were completely convinced that he was going to start.
Okay.
But really, I don't think he's ready for the full 90 minutes yet. His skill isn't there definitely because he hasn't played in 6 months. But he has that fighter attitude, which I thought would have come in handy tonight. But thankfully we won even without him.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to see Nuri Sahin, starting tonight, but then something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, and I was quite surprised to see Fabio Contrao and Marcelo starting the game. I thought Sahin would surely start, so I thought it was a surprise to me,
Yeah.
and he should have started the game.
But you think he would have done a good job?
I think he needs a little bit of time to settle, and I think he would have surely done a decent job.
Okay. Okay. Well, while we were watching the game, Javi, Javi said something very funny. He said he was looking at the game and we were kind of stuck, and he said in Spanish, "Estamos Barcelonados," so which is like we're totally playing like Barca right now, and right, that's what you said. Oh, abarcelonados. I'm sorry. Yeah, estamos abarcelonados. So anyway, yeah, it seemed at least in the first half that we had trouble like building the play, and that we were relying a lot on the left flank to do so. And I was wondering who you thought, was in charge of play building since Xavi wasn't there, and if the lineup that Gijon had, which was, I believe, 4-1-4-1, was actually a problem for us, and that's why we couldn't push forward too well.
Okay, I thought that there was a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Ronaldo and Di Maria. Di Maria especially, he was actually supposed to run around and create chances. Which I think he really did. And I would give a lot of credit to Ronaldo also. Ronaldo also was really good, but I thought Di Maria was actually the best tonight. So he was responsible for making chances, and he did that to perfection, I would say.
Okay. I'm guessing that he would be maybe the man of the match for you, maybe, but I don't know.
Too early to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My opinion was that I thought because Xabi wasn't playing tonight, and we have Khedira and Lass in midfield, and they're really not playmakers.
Okay.
So I was really hoping for Özil to drop deeper and play the passes around a little bit to spread the play around, but that's not what ended up happening. That's why I wanted Kaká to start the game, because when he came on, he did exactly what was needed. Özil, to me, he looks more like a player who can play the final pass. He's better. That's why he gets so many assists, because he's better as a trequartista behind the two forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing deeper behind, he had such a terrible game today, and that because of that, we had to have Pepe start the attacks from the back, and he would just play all these long balls, these useless long balls, and even our first goal came from one of those long balls which miraculously came to Di Maria, and he just took advantage of it.
Yeah.
But I was really not impressed with our play up until we scored.
Okay. Apekshit, you agree about Özil?
Well, I thought he was really poor tonight. On one occasion I noticed that he lost the ball and he just did not track back.
Yeah.
Which actually goes to show a lot about the player. That's the most basic thing. When you lose the ball, you track back and you try and win it. Di Maria does it so many times. You lose the ball, that will happen.
Yeah.
When you're trying to go past players, you are going to lose the ball sometimes. But then you should track back and try and win it back. So I thought he was really poor tonight.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was a bit disappointed. He seemed he seemed out of it a little bit. Less so in the second half, though. No, he improved in the second half. Didn't you think so?
Yeah, I thought he played better in the second half, but in the first half, I thought he was not sharp at all. He
Yeah.
was looking jaded. Yeah, he was looking really jaded, I would say.
But
Okay.
once again, in the second half, Ehon opened up a little bit because they had conceded.
Yeah.
And that's why Özil could play a little further up. But honestly, I think it was just his role tonight that, contributed to what happened because, usually he has Jabi to feed him.
Yeah.
'Cause, I think a lot of people underestimate what Alonso brings to the team. Like the way that he spreads play out and the way he can pass precisely into the center up front. That was invaluable. And without that, we just saw what happens to Özil.
Yeah. Okay. So you think Xabi and Özil Özil without Xabi is not that good.
Özil without a good passing player behind him, I'd say.
Okay.
Because he can't do it on his own.
Okay.
True. So he needs support in the midfield. He needs someone who can watch his back, who can feed him, and he can do his thing.
Okay. And what about Las? I know that Apex is gonna say I consistently say that Las is good, but he was good tonight, wasn't he? He was good.
Yeah, Las was good tonight as usual, but then I thought some of his tackles were a little rough. So, but then it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to judge a player who does nothing but tackling. So I thought tonight his distribution wasn't that great. So I thought he only did tackling tonight, and on a few occasions he got it a little wrong, I would say.
Oh, okay. Ankit?
Yeah, I'd agree. Honestly, I really wanted Las to leave in the summer because he just seems like he has a bad attitude. But I have to admit that he's kind of turned it around in the last few games. I'm really liking him when he plays at right back. Today in the center of midfield too, he was pretty good. He does what he does well. He doesn't screw up too many times, except one of those brain farts where he almost brought a player down in the penalty area.
Yeah.
Where I really had my heart in my mouth. But all in all, I'd say an average game by Las.
Oh, okay. Oh well, maybe I thought he did good because I was seeing him fight for the ball all the time. He would do it, but he would,
True.
as the picture was saying, he would go after it, and I thought that was a good quality. Yeah. Okay, average game then. Okay, what about Coentrao now? Because it was so funny when Di Maria left and Albiol got on the pitch, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But then I got it that Coentrao moved forward. So this guy is playing everywhere. And actually, somebody on Twitter said something. Tola, I'm gonna credit him for this quote that I'm not sure was necessarily flattering, but he said that Coentrao was like water, a utility. So, and so yeah, I would like to know, what you thought of his performance today, in both positions.
Yeah, well, in defense, I would say Coentrao was rock solid. He hardly put a foot wrong, I would say. He was really decent in defense, and we need someone versatile like him, who can play in different positions, who can go forward, who can whip the balls in from the crosses. So I think we really need someone like him who's versatile and who can defend, who can go forward and create chances for our team. So I thought he did a brilliant job tonight.
Okay.
Me too. I think Coentrao did pretty good in every position he played. At right back, he does well wherever he plays. He started in the center of midfield, then he moved out wide to right back, and then in the end he moved up front. And yeah, I thought he was good everywhere. He has the qualities to succeed all over the pitch. So he's just good enough for every position, but he's probably not going to be like world class at any. But I mean, you have to have some of those players on your team.
Okay. Yeah, Karan in one of his, I think it was the last article on our site actually. He was like, Coentrao is average on everything, so that makes him the best option sometimes, but it's not necessarily the best option. It's the best option to try to have a balance between attack and defense actually. But it's not necessarily the best option in general. So yeah, I don't know, if you're good at a lot of things, you don't necessarily shine at one thing. So.
It's true. I think Coentrao might actually be a pretty good choice to start at right back against Barcelona, because
Okay.
I was reading that Villa, who plays on the left usually for Barca, he always prefers to cut in on his right foot, and that would make it easier for Coentrao to stop him.
Okay.
But where does that leave us going forward? Now that remains to be seen. So it's going to be between Las and Coentrao for me. But like the fullbacks for Barcelona are going to be a really interesting choice for Mourinho.
Okay. Apekshit?
Well, I would say Contrao may not start against Barcelona. Mourinho, I think he'll go with Diarra because Contrao is a bit vulnerable at times, But then, not that Las Diarra is not, but then I think Mourinho will still go for Las Diarra, instead of Contrao.
Okay, so we shall see.
Yeah, only time will tell.
Yeah, it's not a long time to wait.
True, just 7 more days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh my
just a
gosh.
week away.
You have the timer set? The countdown?
Yes. Yeah, that's like the biggest game for me.
Okay. Well, I have a question that actually I don't know, Apekshit, if you remember last time you were on the Q&A with Aaron, we kind of discussed that already, but I don't know if it was the same configuration today, so I'm interested in what you guys want to say. At some point, it was before the first goal, then it changed after the first goal. Di Maria took the left and Cristiano the right. And I was wondering why. If it was because maybe partnering Di Maria and Marcelo would bring more speed and therefore would increase our chances to score, or if it was because maybe the marking that Gijon was doing on Cristiano was like preventing him from doing much, so it was better to try Di Maria there. I don't know exactly why they did it, but it worked. And if you have insight about why, I would be interested to know.
Yeah, well, it certainly worked for us. We scored and Di Maria scored the first goal. We did so because things were not working out, and when things are not working out, it's always good to try new things on the field, So swapping the flanks, actually, Ronaldo and Di Maria, when they swapped the flanks, Ronaldo, who was marked by a defender, by a Gijon defender, so that marking wasn't there now. So a new player was actually marking Ronaldo, and a new player was actually marking Di Maria. So that this whole surprising move can actually catch the teams off guard. So just to catch them off guard, I think we should keep swapping the flanks, especially when the things are not working out in our favor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think also what factored in was Sporting were like so packed at the back. They were, putting all 11 players behind the ball, and it might have been for Mourinho to, increase the width on the team, because whenever Di Maria is on the right and Ronaldo's on the left, they're always going to cut in, especially Di Maria. Mm-hmm. So like if maybe Mourinho wanted them to go around the Sporting defense to like create more space, that might have been a reason as well, and it worked out. So in the end.
Okay. Yeah, it did work. That was a beautiful goal, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was indeed a very good goal.
Like, it was a real poacher's goal for me. I mean, it reminded me of Higuain actually, because he's done this like a few times now, and like the finish was just brilliant because he really made it like he was gonna cross, and then with the outside of his foot, he put it into the net. That was just. I remember listening to the interview with the goalkeeper, Juan Pablo, after the game. I was just listening to him, and he was like, "I have to admit, I screwed up, and Di Maria fooled me, and he scored."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard this interview too. Yeah. But actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Apekshit.
Yeah, the keeper's positioning was terrible. It was really terrible, which was why the ball went in.
Well,
Yeah, had his positioning been right, it probably wouldn't have been a goal. He would have saved it, you know.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, because I was gonna say, the commentators on the Spanish TV, they were like trying to take the credit. How do you say? Take the credit of Di Maria and say basically the goalkeeper screwed up, and that's why he scored. And I was thinking, well, that's a little unfair because he also did a good job, So
Yeah, I
True,
agree with
true.
you.
Yeah, you need to give a lot of credit to Di Maria because he completely deserves it, you know, because that perseverance, he loses the ball, you know, and then the desire to win it back. I mean, it speaks a lot about the player. He wins the ball back and he goes past the defender and he scores.
yeah, Ankit.
Sorry?
Yeah, you wanted to say something. I don't know. I thought you started to speak before, and then you.
Oh, I just said I agree. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's good.
Okay, well, if you remember, then you can interrupt us.
No problem.
Okay, so moving on to Marcelo. I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. How I thought he was brilliant today. Well, I'm not, the expert to actually have an opinion, but that's what I saw. And it was funny because Karan in his last article was like, "Oh, Marcelo, he's not. I mean, he's a good defender, but he was kind of implying that because he tries to attack so much, then he leaves the defense a bit unguarded, and that was a bit that would be a problem against Barcelona." So it was funny to see Marcelo today, at least, be good, create a lot, and we kept a clean sheet. So I would say that he defended well. And on top of it, he scored. So what did you think?
Yeah. I feel like Marcelo at the moment is probably the best left back in the world going forward. But still, even today, I thought towards the end of the game, like I think before he scored the goal, and just after he scored the goal, his man just like walked past him once, and he was caught up front while Gijon counterattacked once. And I feel like sometimes in a big game, and especially against a team like Barcelona that always takes their chances, like one defensive lapse like that can cost you big time. It can cost you the whole game and maybe even the league. So I'm really not sure if he should start, but I think he is going to start.
Okay.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You know, against big sides, if Marcelo goes forward and he fails to track back, you know, and his man just goes past him, you know, it's going to put us in a lot of trouble, you know. And I think he should work on his defending. You know, he needs to get better as a defender. You know, going forward, he's really good. You know, he's a big threat. And the way he goes past people, he's got a lot of pace. He's really skillful. Some of his touches tonight were absolutely brilliant, I would say, and his skills. Oh my word, he showboats also at times. You know, so he's really skillful. But I think he needs to work on his defending. You know, because he is in the team. He is in the team because he's a defender. You know, he's a left back,
Yeah.
which is why he's in the team. So his primary role is to defend, not to go forward.
I think one thing that could work well, and what we've already tried before, is like in the Copa del Rey final, where Di Maria played on the left, and so Di Maria, whenever Marcelo went up, Di Maria would track back to help out Marcelo to like stop Alves and Messi on the right. And you know, when Ronaldo is playing on the left, that doesn't happen. So if Marcelo does start the Clásico, and I think he's a really good asset to have against Barcelona, I really think that Di Maria should be on the left. And I agree with you about tonight. His performance was just brilliant. Like if Di Maria hadn't been this good, Marcelo is my second pick for man of the match.
Okay. Oh, so now we know. The truth is revealed.
Yeah, we also need to talk a little bit about his goal. I thought his goal was really good. You know, his finish was really good. It was a tight angle, and he just somehow managed to score.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is terrible. Do you wanna keep saying more things? You bring up the topics for a little bit.
All right, sure. I wanted to talk about Kaká for a second, and how he compares to Özil.
Okay.
I think Ozil has been hit and miss a little bit in the last few games. And Kaká, he's just, gone from strength to strength to strength. He's like tonight he came on and he was like absolutely electric in like those last 10, 15 minutes. It might be because the Sporting players were tired or they were opening up or whatever. But like I really like what I saw from Kaká. And if he repeats a performance like this in midweek, and I'm sure he's going to start in midweek against Ajax, if he repeats that performance, I would like to see him ahead of Mesut to face Barcelona.
Okay, I would like to talk about the 12th man. The 12th man being the support, the fans cheering on their team. Right from the beginning of this game, I noticed that the Gijón fans got behind their team. They motivated them. They had megaphones and they were consistently cheering their team. They wanted them to win. They wanted them to do well. So this support acts like the 12th man. And it's really, really necessary for a team. When you're 1-0 or 2-0 down, your fans, when they just get behind you, you start playing well, you nick a goal back, and then your confidence gets back, and then you can win the very same game, So what the support does is it motivates you, and I think our fans also should always get behind our team so that we keep winning matches.
Okay. When we're at the stadium, we can hear the Ultrasur. They're very supportive. They chant like all the time, and as soon as the energy on the pitch maybe starts to decrease, you can see that they're really pushing with their chants and their insults towards some other teams of the Liga.
Were you guys there at the Atletico game?
No, we were not. No.
Oh, that banner by them was genius.
Oh, I know somebody who would disagree.
We did talk about the banner the last time around,
I'm sorry, Ankit, what did you say?
The banner that said "Se busca rival digno para Derby Vicente."
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was brilliant.
You like a little provocation.
I mean, come on, it's Atletico.
Oh. If I could shout more, I would say like, oh.
and I have friends who are Atletico fans, and even they agree. They're just
really.
It's not even a contest anymore.
Yeah, but that's better. You don't want us to have to face difficult teams all the time, do you?
Of course not.
Okay. Well, Apexit, you were talking about the 12th man. I was actually thinking also to talk about the referee.
Okay.
The commentators were saying that maybe the person with the most hunger to win that game today was the referee. He was like all over the place. So,
very true. Yeah, very true. I mean, he was producing cards for nothing, and he also sent off a Gijón player, I don't know his name. What it does is it puts the referee in a really precarious position, if you book the players for nothing and when they commit a serious foul, you're left with no option but to send them off,
Yeah.
And then you get criticized for booking players for nothing. So and after the game also I noticed Casillas went to the fans, he threw his jersey, and the referee was saying something to Casillas, and the referee has the power to book the players after the game also. So thankfully Casillas didn't get booked, but then the referee was surely talking to him about that.
Oh wow.
As soon as I heard that Iturralde Gonzalez is gonna referee this match, I knew that something was gonna go down tonight, because he's like probably the most infamous referee in Spain.
Oh my
for
god.
like doing such idiotic things. Like he sent off Rui Faria, Jose Mourinho's assistant.
Yeah.
And for why? Because he protested a foul. He just raised his hand and protested a foul. So he sent off Rui Faria, and then he told the fourth official to tell Rui Faria, I think he said something like, "Dile que es una vergüenza," like to tell him
Oh,
that he's an embarrassment. Like,
yeah.
what kind of referee does that? Like, he's, oh my God, I was so mad at him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
was
would just like
abusing
to.
his power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know,
I would just like to add something. I'm really sorry. Please go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Real Madrid loses 40% of the games that this guy referees away from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would just like to add something. The referee had a Twitter account, which he closed down because the fans they started using blasphemous language.
Oh,
So he had no other option but to shut it down. So it goes to show a lot about him, I guess.
and that makes you laugh? I am shocked.
No, not really. But then if a referee does that, then the fans are going to get mad at him, and
Yeah,
they'll be
of course.
left with no other option but to use blasphemous language against him.
No, I was just joking around because I know that you like fair play and everything. So
Yeah, true, I do.
okay. Anything else you want to say about that?
The good thing is that he retires at the end of the season.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's been making a joke of himself for 17 years now, so they're gonna.
I think it was Carito on Twitter who said that he was 8 red cards away from breaking the red card record on by a referee, right? So maybe he's trying to do that before he leaves. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah, I would just like to add that we were a little vulnerable tonight, especially our defending. Well, in the 57th minute from a free kick, we did not mark the players well in the box, and Gijon failed to make the most of it. It was a really good chance, but then somehow they just missed the chance, So
Okay.
I think, from set plays, we need to do better, We need to mark the players, especially from corners, free kicks, So we cannot repeat the same mistakes against Barcelona. Because against Gijon we can probably get away with it, but I'm sure we will not get away with the very same against Barcelona.
Okay. You agree, Ankit?
Yeah, I would agree. Because I have nothing to add.
Oh, where's that awesomeness gone?
Yeah. I would like to add a little more. In the 64th minute, Casillas he holds the ball, and within seconds he kicks it long. So his distribution, which also led to the goal. Ronaldo scored from the same play.
Yeah.
So when a keeper catches the ball and when he sees that it can be a chance, I think he should just release it. So his distribution comes into play here.
Okay.
When he sees that there are players who are like asking for the ball, I think he should release it as soon as possible, because it can be a counter attack. We can score a lot of goals that way.
Yeah.
So a responsible keeper like Casillas doing that, it was really great to see that tonight.
Okay.
Also, here's the thing. I just remembered my train of thought now.
Okay.
To bring it back to what Abakshit was saying, I think was the chance that you were referring to the one where they had the header and he
Yes,
put
very
it wide.
true. Very true.
Yeah, it was this guy
Minute.
Botilla, and he had a free header in the box, like inside the 6-yard box, and he missed when it was easier to score. And it was honestly, we got off on that one because it would have been 1-1, and then who knows what would happen after that. It would be the
True.
same thing as 0-0. So we really need to work on that.
True, especially in the 6-yard box, the defenders they cannot leave the strikers free like that, the players free like that. In the 6-yard box, any kind of contact will lead to a goal, be it your shin, be it your thigh, be it your head, be it your chest. So we need to man mark players, from set pieces. It's the basic, it's the very basic.
Well, the good news is that next Saturday we're playing against the Seven Dwarves, so hopefully they won't do so well on the set pieces.
Oh my gosh.
But you never know, you never know.
I haven't heard that. Okay, so in hindsight, would you say that the starting lineup today was good? was what you would have put, for instance?
Yeah, I would say it was a very decent lineup, but then the only surprise to me was Sahin not starting the game,
Yeah.
but yeah, we won the game comprehensively, and I thought it was a very good lineup.
And Kaka, maybe we would have started Kaka.
Yeah, Kaka also probably should have started, but I don't think he was ready to start the game. I think he was
Okay.
short of match fitness, which was why he just came on for the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I think Jose went with the right team today. If anything, I would have brought Kaká on sooner, like at halftime when it was quite obvious that Özil wasn't, having the best game of his life.
Okay.
And yeah, otherwise, apart from that, I thought it was a pretty spot on lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, can I talk a little about Di Maria?
Of course.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, in the 71st minute, Di Maria goes to take a corner. The keeper was again in a terrible position. And he tried to score directly from the corner, Di Maria, and he almost pulled it off because the ball hit the crossbar, and it was really close. So such things, such sagacity in players, we really need it, When the keeper is standing in a bad position, I think they should know how to make the most of it. And Di Maria almost did that tonight.
Okay. I like Di Maria a lot, so everything positive you want to say about him, go ahead.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I would also like to. Sorry, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I feel like the only downside to Di Maria is when he has a bad day, he has a really bad day. It's like sometimes there's just these games where he just doesn't turn up and everything he does is wrong. He makes every wrong decision and it's so frustrating that you want to tear your hair out. And but when he's good, like tonight, he was an absolute joy to watch. So, we can only hope that the days that he turns up are, the big games.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, we always comment on that when he's diving and making fouls and stuff. We're like, oh, why is he doing that? He's so good. He doesn't need that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I wanted to shed some light upon his diving, which you did. So he should. It was a really good change to see tonight in him. He did not dive. He just played and he scored. So it was a really good change, tonight. And I would also like to talk a little about Benzema. He was one-on-one with the keeper. I don't know how he managed to miss that. I really fail to understand. Yeah, he was one-on-one with the keeper. He should have probably tried to beat the keeper, but he took the shot and the keeper saved it.
Yeah.
So I think when we have one-on-one chances, I think we should finish. Because Benzema, he's a quality striker, and he should have done better.
Yeah, I would definitely like to finish a lot today.
Yeah, I would also like to talk a little about Ronaldo. In the opening minute of the game, he gets fouled, 40th second.
Yeah.
He gets fouled. You should see his leap. Oh my word, what a gigantic leap that was. That's how he scores his goals from the corners. The defenders, they just cannot mark him. Or mark a player who has such a gigantic leap. He's going to win the ball, and that's why he scores so many goals from the corners.
Yeah. Ankit, you want to say something?
I do remember that foul on Ronaldo in the beginning, and I honestly thought, in the beginning he fell from so high, and he was rolling around on the floor, and I was honestly so scared that I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. This had to happen because now he's gonna miss the Clasico. We're gonna lose the league. We're gonna throw away our 6-point lead. This is where all the bad things start happening. But thankfully, he got up, he scored a goal, everything.
Yeah, Lass also got a little injured, but then he seemed to be fine. Yeah, we had a few moments where we could be frightened, but it ended up all well.
I would also like to add a little about the referee. The referee once again. In the 39 minute, Ronaldo gets a free kick. The wall, they were standing hardly 5 yards. 5 or 6 yards maximum. The referee should make sure that the wall is 10 yards, which is what the rule says. the free kick just crashed against the wall. When they're standing just 5 or 6 yards away from you, it's very, very difficult to get the ball to go past the wall. And the same thing happened. The very same thing happened in the 50th minute again. The wall, they were just standing, say, 5 yards away from the point where the free kick was supposed to be taken. So the referee, I thought he was terrible again. That's the minimum requirement, of a referee, to make sure that the players are 10 yards away, which they were not.
Yeah, he
tonight.
seemed to be focused on the wrong things tonight.
True, very true.
Okay, so I think you've made pretty clear, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that Di Maria was the man of the match for you.
Oh yeah.
Yes, for me, Di Maria was the man of the match.
Yay! Okay. Do you still have a few minutes, or do you need to go?
No, I've got all the time in the world.
Okay.
I have a few minutes too.
Okay. I just wanted to discuss another topic that's not related to this game, but we started it actually in the comments on the website this week, and I thought we could include it in this Q&A. Was about do you think that some players, willingly make hard tackles, nasty tackles on other key players just to injure them and make sure that they, well, not make sure, but try to, get them out of the picture somehow? Do you think it happens a lot, or it's absolutely not the rule?
Well, I would say that this very thing which you just mentioned, happens time and again in the game, And I've noticed it on Ronaldo so many times. Players, they go in hard on his legs. I think this is very malicious of some players. Some players do it, try and do it. But hats off to Ronaldo. He has been really keeping himself fit, and he has been working on his physique. He's got a wonderful body. And thank God he's fit, and he'll surely feature against Barcelona. So I think FIFA needs to step in and do something about it,
Yeah, I was just saying, Apaksha, don't jinx it. Don't say he'll surely feature. The next thing you know, he's gonna go home to Irina, and they're gonna have a bedroom accident, and he's gonna be out for 6 months.
No.
Quite possible, yes, quite possible. Who knows?
Yeah, let's hope not. Honestly, if that has to happen, let it happen after he scores a hat trick in the Clásico.
But the season is still young.
Oh yeah, that's true. But so here's the thing. Here's my perspective on it. Like, I think sometimes, definitely, like that tackle from Pereira on Ronaldo was definitely malicious intent. I think sometimes people feel like Ronaldo is humiliating them, like that guy Miranda said earlier in the week.
Yeah.
They might feel like Ronaldo is humiliating them, so they feel the need to do that to him. But like this approach is like the general like intensive approach isn't new. I think we've used it ourselves. Like I remember a couple of years ago when Bernd Schuster said that there's no way we're going to beat Barcelona, and he got fired, and Juan de Ramos had just come in. That was how we tried to stop Barcelona. We just kicked the living daylights out of them. Sergio Ramos just destroyed Ronaldinho. I don't even know how Ronaldinho survived that game. So I mean, playing a hard game and playing a malicious game, I think there's two different things. And sometimes teams do definitely cross the line, like Atletico, out of frustration, I guess, for being so inferior.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you want to add anything else. But
yeah, I would just like to add that Barcelona leading 3-0 against Levante, and it's not good news for us.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
It's 5.
Okay, it's 5 now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I'm
So
gonna
that's-
turn my head to the TV. Let me see. But they're
My
talking.
TV is switched off. I'm just checking the scores online, so this must be wrong then.
But I don't know. They're all gone now. Don't see anything.
Full time 5-0, I think.
5-0 Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Javi says yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, That's it. At least we won too, so
Hey, it's only
Yeah,
one.
but
No problem.
yeah, but it's still fine. We've still got a game in hand now, and we are still leading the table. So it's all good for us.
yeah.
Like, honestly, my conclusion from today is, we got the 3 points. We went to a difficult away game. We got the 3 points. We didn't get any of our players injured, thankfully. And, we got out of there with our 6-point lead intact, and that's pretty much all you can ask for.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny when I prepare the Q&As, I always have an opinion about the games, and then I listen to what people comment, and I'm like, oh, and my opinion starts changing, right? So there was this game where I was very unhappy, and it was, I think, Carito and Karan who were like, well, it wasn't all that bad, really, and so I was more enthusiastic after the Q&A. And tonight I went into the Q&A thinking, oh, yeah, okay, it was a difficult game, but, we won and everything. And then listening to everything you said, I was like, oh, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. So, yeah, we should definitely finish on a high note, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm out of topics to discuss, so if you have nothing else to say, I think we can end it here.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys. It was really, really great to have you on the Q&A, to get to hear your voice, Ankit, and Apekshit. Well, it's like I know Apekshit so well now. I'm like with family on the Q&A with him. So
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine as always.
And so I hope, Ankit, you liked it and you want to do it again some other
Oh,
time.
it's great. It's really been a pleasure.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Very glad. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop the recording now and we can say goodbye. Okay, well, night, Apekshit. It's very late for you.
Yeah, almost 2:30 a.m. here.
And Ankit, have
Yeah.
a nice evening, I guess. That's right?
So,
Okay. Well, so, hasta luego.
see you guys.
Bye.
See you, Ankit. See you. Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope that you had a nice time listening to us, and especially listening to Ankit and Apekshit. Remember that, you can find us in the comments on the site, also on Twitter and on Facebook. And you can also rate the players for tonight on the site. Have fun, have a good either day, evening, or night, depending on where you are, and a la Madrid.
This was a Madridismo.org production.